Welcome to the Successful Solopreneur Podcast, the show that helps you beat the odds by learning how to leverage what you already have. So about 30 minutes ago, I just wrapped up the latest interview for the Successful Solopreneur Summit. And it was with a close friend and mentor of mine, Will Schiller. He and I have known each other for probably about 7 years. And Will has been probably the main reason that I've been able to create the longevity that I have, both in his advice and support and in our collaborations. But it was something that came up in our interview today that I just had to hop on here and talk about because it deeply resonates with me, and I imagine it will for you as well. So Will was talking about, in his over a decade of experience, the one factor that determined how well the coach's business would eventually become, how successful they would become, to say it more simply. And it wasn't skill, it wasn't followers, it wasn't money or network. Yes, all of those things are important. And assuming you have the skill or you're developing a skill to get people real results, right? Because we talked a lot about integrity and authenticity and, being able to um, uh, prove that you are able to get results. But it was something else that he said was the number one determining factor of how well a coach would do in business. And it has certainly been the one thing that I have struggled with personally ever since I began as a coach as well. And it's whether or not a coach is able to grow beyond, mature beyond taking every business result personal. It was how personal someone took the feedback, how personal someone took the unsubscribes from their newsletters, how personal someone took the lack of engagement their post may have. If you are someone who is struggling with taking things personally, you are never going to mature in business beyond that first stage, that stage where you know you're good enough, you're capable enough, you're smart enough to get hundreds, thousands, however many people legitimate results. Because if you are not capable of moving through that emotional uh, challenge, right, to no longer take things personally, you are going to suffer in business. It is going to feel like an all out war day in and day out, no matter how much money you make. And I can tell you firsthand, this has been my uphill battle, not taking things personally. And it's something I come in contact with still to this day. It's the reason I've started things and stopped things. It's the reason I have, um, had really great ideas, so I think, and never launched them, right? It's the reason why I have notebooks. I mean, I'm looking at probably 12 to 15 separate notebooks in front of me, all with years and years and years of notes of exercises and business ideas and workshops and all the things that you've never seen because I struggle with taking things personally. And I want to offer a resource. Right? If you're someone that this is resonating with right now, there's a book that I've recently read that I absolutely love, and it's one that I often go back to time and time again. It is written by Dr. Michael Gervais, or Gervais, I think is how he pronounces it. And he is a leading expert in high performance. He works a lot with professional athletes at the highest level in working with their mindset, working with their confidence, working with their um, identity, really. And he wrote a paper for the Harvard Business Review that got the most downloads than any other paper on the platform, hands down. And that topic was about something he coined called FOPO. There's FOMO, fear of missing out, and then there's FOPO, fear of other people's opinions. And he wrote a book called The First Rule of Mastery. Stop worrying about what other people think of you as the first rule of mastery. And it applies perfectly to what we're talking about. If you're going to succeed in business, and this is really important for the solopreneur because you are often in isolation, you are often working alone, which makes you extremely susceptible to your self-doubts, your fears, your insecurities, and your blind spots, right? Which is why it takes so long for us to move beyond that stage if that's what we desire. But if this is resonating with you, I'm going to strongly encourage you, and I'll link it to the show notes, to pick up the book, The First Rule of Mastery, to begin understanding the strategies and the techniques of how to begin to no longer take things as personally so that you can actually create what you're capable of.